Ladies and gentlemen, today I was made aware of some very interesting and fascinating statistics regarding Apex Legends Mobile that might be able to give us a little bit of a hint towards what has been going on recently with the community. And really, this is the first time I've seen stats like this come out about the game, and so I thought I'd make a video just sharing with you guys and discussing what they actually mean for the game, for the community. But today I was made aware of a website called App Magic. Now, this is a statistic website for different mobile apps. There's a few of these websites or companies out there that they basically it's just a database of the statistics of mobile games or mobile apps. And so I've looked up previous data for Fortnite Mobile back in the day, but now Apex Legends Mobile is on one of these apps, meaning we can publicly see a good range of either how much revenue a game is making or how many downloads a game has. So this is just within the last 30 days. If I wanted more detailed statistics, I'd have to pay like $200. So if you guys want me to do that, you know, get this video like 5 million likes, and then I'll pay $200 to see more stats from this website. But basically, here it is, and there are two stats we can see publicly. It is the revenue number for the last 30 days and the downloads for the last 30 days. So we're first going to be talking about the revenue portion. Now, if we zoom in here, we could see that the game, I believe the way they're displaying this is that's made more than $5 million in the last 30 days. They actually cap out all apps at $5 million, I think. Oh, actually, no. The other apps display between $5 and $10 million. Apex Mobile, according to App Magic, has made between $5 and $10 million. But if you go back to Apex Legends Mobile, the most interesting thing about these statistics is that Japan makes up 45% of the revenue of Apex Legends Mobile. But in the last 30 days, they only have 7% of the total downloads out of the 2 million in the last 30 days. The United States accounts for 30%, coming right behind Japan. And then we just have a massive fall off of Thailand coming in at 3%, Canada at 2%, Malaysia at 1%, and then all these other countries in the world make up a combined 18%. So pretty much all of Europe and like LATAM makes up 18% of the game's revenue in the last 30 days. Whereas if you look at the downloads, once again, the United States has almost 1 million downloads of this game in the last 30 days, where Japan has 7%, coming in at maybe around, what's like 150,000 downloads. India at 6%, Mexico at 4%, Brazil 4%, and then once again, all the other like LATAM and European countries and Southeast Asia countries making up around 40% of the total downloads. What really drew my attention from this was the disparity in statistics. If there's a region that is downloading the game way more than other regions, statistically, it should have the most money spent on the game, especially the United States. The United States, you know, it's a pretty wealthy country. People often spend lots on games in terms of in-app purchases. But Japan, either people in Japan just want to ball out on Apex Legends Mobile, or people from the United States that download the game, they either don't like the game enough, it's not optimized enough, or they just don't stick around long enough to want to spend money on this game. And considering how expensive some of these, you know, packs and skins are in the game, I really can't blame them for not wanting to drop too much money on Apex Mobile. But I think this also can provide a lot of insight into the Apex Legends Mobile is dead debate. I only speak English, if you guys can't tell. And so if there's stuff going on in other parts of the world, there's a good chance I'm just not going to know about it. I only follow English speaking people on Twitter. I only follow English speaking people on YouTube. But what I've seen over the last week or so is that the Apex Legends Mobile Japanese community is absolutely insane. There are more people following the Apex Legends Mobile Japanese Twitter page than that follow the actual official worldwide Apex Mobile Twitter account. As well, they have a dedicated Apex Legends Mobile Japan YouTube account where they just hosted something that was super awesome to see. I think it was a 60 creator tournament for prize money. I'm not sure what the prize money was, but they hosted a creator Apex Legends tournament, but for Japan only. So it seems like the Japanese side of Apex Legends Mobile is thriving. I mean, you have people spending over $2.5 million in the last 30 days, where they're only accounting for 150,000 extra downloads. Whereas the United States, we don't have any tournaments, we don't have any sort of creator stuff going on, and it seems like people who are downloading the game really aren't staying engaged enough to continue playing the game and spending money on it. And I think that is a really big part of the current issue of Apex Legends Mobile. Is I can't blame them for separating the Japan Twitter and the global Twitter, because obviously it's different languages, language barrier, and they are obviously killing it what they're doing on the Japanese side of things. But it's really just separated the most active community of the game from the rest of the world, to where you guys watching probably didn't even know that this was going on. And so we have a lot of people over here in the, you know, English speaking worldwide community that wants the game to be active, wants the game to be popping, but low key the game is really popping over in Japan. If you guys took note of the season 1 ranked leaderboards, a lot of those players, top 5, top 10, top 20, were Japanese players, or at least had Japanese characters in their name. I've also seen a lot of insane clips on Twitter from Japanese player. Like, literally, these are probably the best players in the entire world, but we don't know about them, and they probably don't care about us because they have their awesome community going on. And so it really just highlights, once again, the huge gap of connection and community that's going on in Apex Legends Mobile, where a lot of the most highly engaged people who play this game currently are just disconnected from one another. And I really don't have a fix for this. This really was just a video. It was a very fascinating thing. I love statistics, and I really do think, once again, it sheds a lot of light on the current, you know, feeling of the game from us over here on like the global perspective. And I highly doubt that any other YouTuber is gonna be making a video on this, but it's so fascinating to not talk about, because we finally understand things. You know, Apex Legends Mobile, they've been pretty quiet on Twitter. They've kind of slipped into like the general, just like social media posts, you know, trying to farm engagement, you know, here and there, but really they just don't seem that involved with like the player base still. Not necessarily speaking as a creator, but just like the general player base. But over on the Japan side, they're killing it. So it's really weird to see these two different approaches. One's obviously working great, one's obviously not working so hot. So hopefully like the global Twitter and social medias can sort of catch up to what Apex Mobile is doing in Japan, because obviously it's working, and I'm not sure why they're not implementing some of those strategies over here for us and the rest of the world. But once again, just a crazy fascinating video. I thought I'd bring this information to you guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a smacking thumbs up on it. Subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm still on the road to 1 million subscribers. Spend your more like the gamer. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.